Alice in Borderlands returns with Season 2, seeing Arisu and the gang continue to survive in a deserted world consisting of death, games and betrayal. Fans of Alice in Borderland, please subscribe. Rather than continuing with more of the same, Season 2 really brings a new level of danger to the game, with the very streets of Shibuya no longer being safe. Arisu and his allies are pushed to the limits further than they ever have, and while the ending is a little weak, the journey into the Borderlands is all the more exciting. Season 2 of Alice in Borderlands takes place more or less where the last season left off. After escaping the wreckage of the beach organization, Arisu, Usagi, and their surviving allies go into a whole new fire. With the regular card games all complete, the game masters are now moving on to the next phase of the games. These are the face card games with the kings, queens, and jacks. This starts with the King of Spades, a masked gunman mowing down any player he sees through the streets without even initiating a game. Arisu and their friends must now complete even more challenging face games, survive in the dangerous streets of Tokyo, and maybe even find a way back home. It's hard to go into detail without spoiling the plot, but I like that there feels like a significant advancement from Season 1, especially with the games. The fact that the overworld of Tokyo, the one place that seemed somewhat safe, has now become the biggest death game of all, adds to the feeling that the character will get no relief. The death games, in general, are also more elaborate and greater in variety. You see both very physical games and also a lot of mind games that add a great psychological element to the battles. We also see more from the perspective of characters that aren't Arisu, especially Chishiya, who gets to partake in a few games on his own, some of which are the best in Season 2, as he has to match his fits with equally clever opponents. The only downside here is, since characters split up frequently, some of the supporting cast may not get us as much individual screen time as they did last season. Once again, I can't say who exactly, but they do disappear somewhat after the initial challenge and only return for the finale. Season 2 also adds a couple of new characters who, while interesting, don't really contribute to the overall plot, making them seem a little superfluous. I also wasn't a fan of the final game of the season. Without spoiling anything, it was a little underwhelming, as I felt it could easily be won if the characters had a bit more common sense. As a result, the drama of what is supposed to be the season climax felt a little contrived. Alice in Borderlands Season 2 is a well-executed follow-up that seamlessly adds to the story and mystery of the first season. If you're hearing for the action, the death scenes offer more variety, and the action scenes feature great choreography amidst intense violence. While I do wish certain characters got a little more screen time and the ending of the final match was a little underwhelming, I thoroughly enjoyed this deeper dive down the rabbit hole. If you enjoyed the first season of this grim death game, you'll likely enjoy the new season just as much. Please subscribe this channel for